Like, I don't know how you sat there as I was talking in the nail salon about this, and you're just sitting there, like, laughing with me as if, like, I'm saying...
You were like, well, it's definitely not happening this weekend. I was like, definitely not.
That was so good.
So
I like,
funny.
yeah. Do you know about this since August?
Yeah.
How did you sit here as I complained
for
months?
Honestly, I don't know.
For months. Oh my gosh.
I really don't know.
You're just sitting there, straight face. You didn't even laugh. Like, you were just like, yes, Maria, you're so right. Like, darn him.
I know. Should we tell the people?
I'm engaged. I'm getting married.
Maria finally got engaged.
Yay!
We're so
finally
excited.
Nora knew since August, people.
August.
Since we started, right after we started this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I've known for months.
So as I've been talking about this when we're doing the podcast and off camera too, she's just sitting there smiling, nodding her head, like did not know at all.
Yeah, Maria's saying, oh, he better propose soon. I'm like, he better. He better.
That's good. Yeah, so if you need the secret, I'm going to be telling you.
Yeah, I'm going to keep secrets.
Yeah, that's good.
Disclaimer, I do tell Joe almost everything. So if you tell me a secret, you're actually telling me and Joe a secret.
Yeah, but you guys are married, so I would assume that too, right? Did he show you the ring? He did?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Did you approved?
I did.
Oh, good.
It's very pretty.
Worth the wait.
Yeah, definitely.
10 years. Yeah. 10. Actually, this is our 11th year. We're going on. I met him when I was 18.
Wow.
18.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Yay.
It is, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Now we're going to be wedding planning. We're so exciting. We should go through the whole process. Just document.
Yeah.
An equestrian wedding.
This is now going to be ISO and wedding planning.
And wedding planning podcast. Exactly. How do you
send in your wedding planning questions
or ideas? How do you get married as an equestrian?
Yeah.
And balance it all, because I'm not quite sure.
Hire a wedding planner.
Yeah. We're gonna find out.
Oh man. All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of the Working Ammy podcast. I'm Nora.
I'm Maria. And
today we're kind of doing like a best of episode. We went through the submissions. We found some ones that just piqued our interest. So end of year, or I guess this is coming out in January. So beginning of year. Sort of best of. And then we'll be talking about some of our favorite phrases that we see in a lot of these ads or submissions on Facebook.
Sorry. It was spam. Yeah, you're used to us doing a lot of like price transparency. This is going to be wording transparency.
Yep.
For people writing ads and people looking at ads. So what do they really mean?
Yeah. What is all right. Cool. So let's get started. So this person says,
okay.
Hi, I'm a young professional. This past year, my adult client, a great rider who grew up doing the bigger shows before taking a break in college, started her horse shopping for her own prospect. She took it upon herself to post ISO ads on Facebook. Well, I did end up finding her a unicorn in the end, the one horse she did not even want to look at initially. I thought it would be really funny if you guessed her budget by judging her post. Her posts were unusual. All right, so here's the ISO.
Okay.
Advanced Ammy with extensive junior show background and experience starting young ones looking for a forever horse. A horse that can go into the eck occasionally, but more of a hunter, also looking at jumpers. Scope for the AOs or meter 20-ish jumpers well down the road. Wanted. The bigger the better, but must be above 16 hands. The younger the better. Green is absolutely fine, but ideally some jumping experience. She gives the budget. Personality is most important. Wanting a goofy, in your pocket, cuddly oddball. A big personality, loves politely, mischievous / inquisitive types. Must want to do their job and love it. Unique is fine. Will show, so must hold their own on the circuit, but not constantly. Best care and pampering a certainty. That was worded a little bit weird. More of a woe than go, but no dead spur rides, please. Must pass a PPE. While this horse will be spoiled until the ends of the earth, since we are looking for a young horse, we don't want issues from the jump. Looking for more of a warm blood build and temperament, but we'll consider anything that fits the bill.
I think I'm speechless. I don't really. I think that was like 30 ads in one.
Yeah, there was a lot in there.
But it wasn't even a lot. It was like, I want everything, but I also want nothing, but I want everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really sure what she wants. I'm really confused. I'm not a little bit confused. I'm really confused.
Because she wants to do the Eck.
I heard
she
Eck.
She wants a hunter, but she's also looking at jumpers, and she wants to do the AOs or the meter 20. She wants the younger the better.
So I think that means like 3-ring horse is what I would think.
Yeah.
Younger the better, but you also said older the better, so she's up for anything. Up for grabs.
Well, she said the younger the better. Green is fine, but ideally some jumping experience.
Okay.
So really nothing under like 5.
But then didn't she say something about, I didn't even catch breed or height or anything. Like, I feel like you would say something in that ad and I'd be like, okay, I know. And then you would say the next sentence and I'm like, wait, what?
So she wants it to be big, has to be above 16 hands. She wants more of a warm blood build and temperament, but will consider anything that fits the bill.
A warm blood build and temperament, but we'll take anything. Okay. But she wants something for the 120s.
Eventually.
Yeah. AOs, but she also wants a hunter that can do the Eck. Occasionally. I mean, just this trainer was really nice with her her ISO, like saying this is a quirky ISO, I would say. The budget. Honestly, I don't even know. I'm not sure. I think she found her unicorn. Okay, unicorn, when people say unicorn, it means that they had a low budget for what they wanted and they ended up finding it. So it couldn't have been that big of a budget, is what I'm thinking, for what she wanted. But why am I thinking that she had a big budget if she was writing? She's an adult Ammy. I don't know, was her budget like 25?
A little bit less.
20?
It was 15 to 20.
15 to 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would be shocked if it was higher.
Yeah, I think that the indicator in here is the younger the better.
Yeah. The hunter Eck and 120 kind of threw me off.
Yeah. But she really, wanted something young. Like, she's looking for a project, essentially. And she found something, and this person sent me.
Oh, what she found?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
All right. So she said, I ended up finding her what has turned out to be the perfect horse for her. We do think there were some lies or missing information from either the sellers or his original breeder, so I don't want to share any of that, which is fine.
Yeah.
He had just turned 7 when she officially bought him. He was definitely more of a project than we expected. He's 16.3, came to us right at 16 hands and grew 3 inches within 2 months of being at my farm.
Wait, she bought him at 7 and he grew 3 inches?
Yes.
That, because usually it had to have been a big breed. It had to have been.
A Holsteiner.
Really?
Holsteiner gelding out of Southern Pride. My vet is convinced he was gelded within the past 2 years, so possibly as a 5-year-old.
Okay.
He's the sweetest horse on the ground and wants attention 24/7, a total toddler. We took him to his first ever show at a local schooling barn last month, and he was in top ribbons in every class of the 2-foot schooling hunters. He's schooling amazing at home. and has definitely proven himself to us. He has some very bad. Oh, he had some very bad behaviors under saddle when he first got here, which he was not like at all when we tried him. But recently, he has been a superstar. He's schooling 3 foot at home very casually and jumps anything we put in front of him, flats out beautifully. As a pro who horse shops a lot, the horse that she has worked with and produced in only 5 months has turned into something I would consider selling for well into the blank as
Okay.
a greenie. And as we start showing and putting miles on him even more. He is her forever horse, has the best, sweetest, and funniest personality, and honestly, a 3-ring horse, which I was not expecting.
Wow. So it looks like she got her an actual unicorn.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was quirkier, then we say this a lot for warm bloods. I think she got him actually right in budget between 15 and 20, like is what I'm thinking. I don't know if she.
Is that your official guess?
15 to 20, yeah, I think so.
She got him a little bit higher.
25?
Yeah, 24.
Okay. Yeah, somewhere in that. It was not, because when you look at warm bloods for quality, we always say this, that usually if it's the warm bloods under 25,000, you probably are going to be getting, there's something off. There's something wrong. You're not going to be getting a amazing horse right away at 25, or else it wouldn't be priced like that. So it doesn't shock me that this horse had issues at 25. You have to expect that when you get a warm blood with potential at 7 for 25. There's going to be some baggage that comes with it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that doesn't shock me. What she could sell him now, I think maybe 40.
That's what she said. She said I would consider selling for well in the 40s.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
Especially some horses, I will say, some horses get a bad rep but like you put a little bit of time and program and training into them, and consistency I think is incredibly important.
Yeah.
They can flip completely with their personalities.
Yeah, definitely.
So that doesn't shock me. I think she got a real diamond in the rough there.
Yeah.
But you still had to, I don't know what the quirks were, but you definitely had to work through them, I would think.
Yeah, I wonder what his issues were, his bad behaviors under saddle were. Was he like fucking spooky?
Rearing? Yeah.
But it seems like they figured it out, and it seems like she got a great horse. So good job, trainer.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, we love that. We love getting. That's why you go through your trainer, people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they usually know better than you. They have the connections, and a lot of the trainers have a really good eye for what you want and for horse quality.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is a great example of
why you go through your trainer. Hi there. So I have a 5-year-old gelding I'm going to be posting for sale soon, and I'm wondering what price point you guys would think is suitable. He is a 5-year-old gray gelding, 17.1.5, by Dacre VDL Cardento, ex Carthago mare that competed up to 145. I have taken it slow with him because he's a big boy and all leg. I relate. He has shown in Canada, but only up to 0.90 because I gave him time to grow up. He confidently jumps 110 course at home now with no issues. He has never stopped at a show or any scary jumps. Very brave. He's been brought along by a professional, but I ride him myself, an amateur, no problem, and he will babysit anyone. He's more of a kick ride at the flat and picks up to jump. His movement is amazing, huge canter, his jump is powerful, a very scopy horse. I wouldn't say he's suitable for some amateurs as his jump is massive, but he's safe for someone with sticky legs, LOL. Would be a fantastic horse for a young pro wanting to make up their own 140 to 150 horse. What would you... Oh! She sent pictures. Do you want to see the pictures? Yes. Oh, she also sent TikTok. Do you want to see the TikTok too? Let's go stalk. Okay. I think the videos are very helpful.
I don't think she should try to sell him as a jumper.
No. What are you thinking?
I think she should try to sell him as like a derby prospect.
Yeah, he has a really nice
jumps too hard to be an eck horse.
Yeah.
But I think, especially as he matures.
I mean, he's beautiful.
Yeah, and he doesn't look, well, I mean, he might be different. Get you out for Christmas.
I did.
I have holes in that.
I actually didn't ask for Uggs. My family got so mad at me continuously wearing the ones with holes that they bought me them, and they're like, "I'm sorry, Maria, but like the other ones will be thrown out.
That's hilarious.
They will be going to the grave."
Oh man, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
By your shiny Uggs. I don't. So when I look at him, I don't think jumper. I kind of think he jumps a little bit too hard
To be a
an
jumper.
efficient jumper too.
Well, currently at that low level.
Yeah.
Lower level.
So it would be interesting to see him like as he matures, what he's like jumping a meter 40. So she could maybe sell him as like a can go either way prospect. You know, like jumper, or like he could probably do the professional hunter division, do the derbies.
I think the derbies I think you're spot on for that.
Yeah.
I think he'd be worth more as a derby horse. And I do agree with you for the jumpers completely, because you lose air,
time in the air.
Yeah. And he jumps very much, because I actually saw a horse in Wellington last season that did that. And even though he cleared everything, she lost a lot of points on the clock, time on the clock, because every jump was like, woo, boom, woo. Yeah, so it was, sorry for my sound effects, but.
And when you have a horse that jumps super hard as a jumper, you're less efficient, because like if you're trying to sell him to an amateur,
I don't think
probably gonna get jumped loose.
I don't think an amateur, honestly, unless it's an insanely good amateur, is gonna be able to handle that jump. That jump is hard.
It's really hard. Like
it's
I
hard.
Wouldn't be able to stay on.
No, it's like very, very scopy.
Like that's like a grab main every
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah. So like if you're trying to do the jumpers but you're getting jumped loose, it's gonna take you an extra stride or two to like collect yourself. So right now I'm not picturing him as a jumper. I'm picturing him as like a derby prospect.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And he's stunning for a derby prospect.
Yeah, he's really pretty. He moves really
and
nice.
I think if you were able to get him into some derbies, you could increase the price. Also, I think it's very attractive for someone to buy him up as a derby horse.
Yeah.
If I would say, if you want, because I do think at this level, at this lower level, it, like exactly like you said, it's probably not a good jumper.
Yeah.
Not that it's not a good jumper, but it's a better for derby than it is for jumpers.
Yeah.
But when you get to those higher levels of 140, 150, having that scope and carefulness is going to be definitely desirable. So you would have to, I think, take the time to develop him.
Yes. Yeah.
Into that. I mean, does she have a course on her TikTok? I don't think we don't have it.
It's on a different
tab
window. If you swipe down with
here it is. Okay. Yeah.
I think this could be like a finish your way kind of horse.
Yeah.
That
jumps hard.
Price him maybe at like 5.
Are we putting him here? Oh my god, why do you have so many tabs open? Okay, I found it.
It's an illness. I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
Right. It's confusing because
like 65 to 75.
I think it depends what you market him as. Yeah. Well, this is here because she's in Canada.
Okay.
So we should probably do, I think, like dollars, not Canada.
I think in the U.S. maybe 65 to 75.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I mean, his jump is, it's hard though because it would have to be, I think, a pro.
Yeah.
Like I don't think an amateur, unless it's a really good riding amateur, a really good riding junior would be able to hold.
Yeah. I think it would have to probably go to a pro and then
or one that maybe wants to transition him into a derby horse with their trainers.
Yeah.
Help or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's very attractive, which might help him and increase. So people might be willing to overlook that, honestly, because he's really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would say
I'd agree with that.
65 to 75.
Yeah.
US dollars.
Yeah, I'd agree. Do you want to know what she paid for him? Because I asked for everything. Yeah, guess in Canadian. Well, guess in US and then I'll tell you in Canadian.
Did she buy him?
She bought him 3 years ago. Is he 7? He's 5. Oh, she bought him last year.
Okay, so
She bought him as a 4-year-old.
I guess she paid like 35.
30, not exactly, but 38,000, which is about 50,000 Canadian.
Yeah, that tracks for me.
Yeah.
4-year-old for sure.
And then also, I told you I got the ones that were like boom boom, and then I asked questions. So, if you wanted a challenge, I am also looking to buy a 6 to 10-year-old amateur friendly 130 horse for myself. I have one if you want. 6 is okay if it's easy enough for me to show up the levels with the help of my trainer. Must be tall and flashy. What do you think I need to spend to get this? Import is an option. Just must always jump, not jump me out of the tack, and must be a sweetheart on the ground.
She's looking for a 1.30 horse.
Yeah, amateur friendly 1.30 horse, 6 to 10 years old.
You want something nice? 6 figures in US dollars.
Yeah, the one that I know of that fits this description. He's in the 6-year-old young horse division right now, which is 120s, and then after July it's 130s.
Yeah.
At 6, he's going for low 6s.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would say like 125 to 150.
Yeah, at 6 to 10 if you want prime.
If you want something nice.
Here.
If you're willing to put in the work or not be super competitive, then like mid to high 5s.
Yeah.
But if you want something that you can win on and that's careful and that's good quality,
you're looking for 6 figures.
125 or 150.
Yeah. Well, I would say 125 to 200. Yeah. 100 would be like the absolute lowest. I would probably go for 130 horse that's made.
Yeah.
Like one that's competed.
Yep.
Been there, done that. 6 to 10 years old, amateur friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would probably say you're probably your best bet 6 figures, but you can find something. I don't think it's going to be in this age range.
There's something
for 6
to
to 10.
Budget.
Yeah, I think you might be looking at a little bit of a older horse, maybe like a 12 or 13-year-old for high 5s.
Yeah,
I think you could get one for.
Yeah.
And I think that's perfectly fine. But 6 to 10, I think, is going to be hard because if you're going to find a 130 plus horse, 6 to 7-year-olds, if they're going to be doing the young horse division, they're going to be going for 6 figures. Like,
but
done.
Did she tell us what her budget is?
She did. Her budget, also import, if you're looking for this, is probably your best bet, I would think.
Yeah, I agree.
Her budget.
From Europe, not from the US.
Actually, here's another thing. You can import from, as long as you have connections or people in other countries that you can do, it's actually cheaper to import from other countries.
Yeah.
Because the horses. Like we read one last week about.
In Canada.
Yeah, she's in Canada. She's in Canada, but
she shouldn't buy a horse in the US.
Yeah, no. But like we read some in South America.
Yeah.
That the budget was like insanely low for this kind of horse.
Yeah.
Like the prices. So I think as Europe becomes more popular for getting horses, in Germany, I think the prices are going to continuously increase there. But in some other countries overseas, I think that because it's not as popular to go over there for import, the horses are a lot cheaper, but it's the same quality horse. Yeah. It's just about the perception. Yeah. So her budget for this horse is 80,000 Canadian dollars, which equates to 60,000 US dollars.
Yeah, I mean, she could find something.
It
might not be that competitive. Or it might.
I think it's going to be older. I don't think you're going to find something in 6 to 10.
I don't.
In that's already doing the 130s. I don't think you're going to find anything for 60,000 over here.
Yeah.
For that. But if you're willing to work or you're willing to get something a little bit older, then yes.
Yeah. You'll probably have to compromise on something. But. Yeah.
Or maybe she just doesn't want something that needs to show. Like if it hasn't shown yet. Or like it's on a back burner, then yeah, I could definitely see something like this going for 130. Or maybe it's not doing the 130s. Maybe it's doing the 110s. That has the potential for 130. Then I can see a 60,000. Yeah. But if you're gonna look for a 130 horse already doing 130s, I don't think you're gonna find one for 60. I'd be shocked. Currently competing at 160. at 130.
Yeah, I don't think so for under 6
Yeah, I think her best bet would either be import, or it would be finding like a 110 horse, doing the 110s currently or 115s that she could move up on.
Yeah.
Then I think 6 to 10 would be reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that was a long one. I got everything in there.
So this person says, hey, wondering what you would price my green horse at. I was one of your earliest submissions when you first started doing these vids, when I asked you to guess what I paid for my mare. Here's a little bit about her. 6-year-old Oldenburg mare out of the early 2000s, leading hunter stallion Westport. Plain chestnut with a little white sock. Wonderful mover. Trot is to die for. Proven hack winner in any company. Has won hack at every show from local to AA shows out of 10 plus horses. Started jumping a little over a year ago and has just moved up to schooling 2'9". Currently showing in the 2'6" low hunters with trainer and pre-adults with me. Our goal is the USHJA 2'9" by middle of next year with her at A-rated shows. She has many full and half siblings competing in the Big Eck and junior hunters with outstanding records. She's 16 hands, so she could do the small juniors one day. Sweet, sweet mare, not a mean bone in her. Never pins ears, puppy dog personality, who's always looking for love and attention. So she wants us to price her.
Well, she's a chestnut mare, so that already limits your options a little bit because some people are super against chestnut mares. I think it's great that she has the lineage. Now, even though that doesn't guarantee that she's going to be in junior finals, hunter finals, or anything, it is a good indication that she has the potentially for it, like the breeding.
Yeah, and
so
she
I think
has a bunch of siblings.
Yeah, I think that's very positive. This is a case where I think breeding really can increase the price of the horse, where you don't necessarily have to have that extensive experience because the breeding kind of takes over.
Yeah.
Now she is young, she's 6. And it doesn't seem like she has a ton of, well, maybe she does. 6.
She started jumping a little over a
year ago.
And she's showing in the 2'6" hunters.
The hack winner in most companies. I think high fives. Mid high to high fives. She's 70, 75, around that, I think. I'm hesitant to put her I think in a few years or in a year or so, once you put more competition miles, she'll be 6 figures.
Yeah.
If she's getting into that kind of level.
And so I think, yes, 6 figures. If she's at least doing like the 3-foot adult hunter.
But I think for now, since she's so young at 6 and she just started jumping a year ago, I think I'd feel more comfortable putting her in mid-high.
Yeah.
Mid-high to high, which high for me is 99.999, but I don't think I'd put her honestly over 80.
I agree. I don't know if I'd put her over 75.
Yeah, I'd put her probably 70, 75, even maybe 65, depending, 65 to 75, depending on the record.
Yeah.
It's hard now because I think connections are really valuable right now, since a lot of individuals out there we discussed this last week, like they want champagne horses on a beer budget. Like people's expectations have like increased incredibly and their budget hasn't.
Yeah.
Like I've been seeing so many ads on Facebook about, I want a warm blood for 10,000 and it has to do this. Like I thought we were past this, people, but here it comes. It's coming back. We might have to read some Facebook ISOs soon. Yeah, it's becoming crazy about the expectations. And people are like, they think it's normal. Like I should be able to get this. And then when they get a horse that maybe has quirks, or what I've seen is it can be a warm blood for 10,000 and have quirks, but they're not willing to deal with quirks.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta pick and choose. Like they're like, I want a great warm blood for 10,000. It can be quirky. I'm okay with quirky, but then when you give me a quirky horse, it's like, oh, I don't want it. Yeah. So difficult.
Yeah, I would agree to like mid-high.
Mid-high.
Mid-high fives.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I read this one because of the title. So this is why it's important to have a good title, people. All right. Adult Ammy, what I bought him for and what I paid. Adult Ammy. So I was like, oh, perfect. Right up our alley. Hello, ladies. You guys kept showing up on my For You page, and finally I clicked on your profile only to get sucked into the endless ISOs or guess the price videos.
Yay.
I am an adult Ammy who enjoys helping other adult Ammy friends find horses, and the horse market is wild. The checklist people have is outrageous, and the prices are sometimes laughable, so I thoroughly enjoyed your videos. I thought I would send in my personal horse and see what you guys think I have him insured for and what I purchased him for. What I have him insured for: a 12-year-old 16.2 thoroughbred chestnut gelding, only raced once and did not finish. I have owned him since he was a freshly cut 3-year-old, was on the back burner for a few years and then slowly started back. He took forever to grow, so he didn't do much in his younger years, and I didn't have as much time for him. He has been in a professional program for the past 3 years. He can be quite quirky, he cribs, weaves, likes to nibble you, and does have a solid buck. Can be spooky when you are on the ground. However, he loads, trailers, clips. Great for the blacksmith and vet. He has a really funny personality. I call him a Sour Patch Kid. First he is really sweet and then turns around and bites you. Has been shown by a professional and amateur in the 2-6 rated and local divisions. Has won large hacks with some talented warm bloods. Fantastic jump when he's behaving and will get top placings there too. Has been champion and reserve in some large divisions. Has also won a 2-6 equitation final with an Ammy, done the .70 jumpers, and evented. Does need a little prep to get to the ring, but nothing too intense. I know I said he was spooky on the ground, but he will jump anything you put him in front of him. Make it make sense. He has so much scope and talent, but can be a lot to manage. Has the potential to do the adult amateur division, 3 take 2 TBs, or even the 3-3 AOs. I do preventative treatment for ulcers because he's a TB and has some anxiety. When he's showing consistently, he gets regular beamer, massages, and chiro, but other than that, doesn't have any maintenance. He is currently insured for blank. I am really just curious as to what you guys think about that price. I have no plans to sell him ever. He's a guy only a mother can love. I love that we just read this ad.
Kind of all over the place.
I know.
Because first I was thinking low, and then she was telling us the show record, and then I was thinking like not as low.
Yeah, as you would think, right? He seems like an all-around horse that is quirky.
Yeah. That's how I would describe him.
Yeah. I think the Sour Patch is so funny.
So funny.
So funny. First he's sweet, he's sour.
Does she have him insured for like 20?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
So at first I was thinking, when she was talking about all of his quirks, I was like, 12.5. Maybe. But then, like I said, when she was talking about his show record, I was like, okay, not that.
Yeah.
I feel like 20 is accurate.
I think 20 is accurate as well. Yeah. I think in this case, it's the show record that increases the price of him.
Yeah, because I was originally going to put him at 12.5.
Yeah.
But with the show record, I mean, hack winner in good company, potential for the 3-3 AOs. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah.
All right, what I purchased him for. I purchased him at the beginning of 2014. He was a freshly cut 2-year-old turning 3. He had been a handful at the trainers, and the owner had a few other horses that he was willing to put the effort into. He had the breeding, height, and speed to make it as a racehorse, but just didn't want to run. He did his first race and trotted the finish line, receiving it did not finish.
Oh my God.
That's hysterical. We went to look at him as a project horse for my sister. He had a lovely way of going, beautiful trot, and chrome too. So we brought him home, but we're not told about all the charming characteristics: cribbing, biting, weaving, bucking, rearing. So we were a little shocked at what we actually had. We had very limited knowledge of ground manners and how to be a horse. Oh, he had. What did I buy him for?
$3,500.
No.
More?
I think should I just tell you? I feel like you're not gonna guess this.
Is it more or less?
Less, like
500?
no, less.
100?
No, less.
Was he free?
He was almost free. He was $1. She paid.
Oh my God.
I paid $1 for him. The owner really didn't want to put up with him and wanted him to find a new zip code. Should have been my red flag. Thanks for reading this. Hope to catch more of your videos soon. Happy holidays.
That's so funny. Well, she says should have been a red flag, but it seems like it worked out for her.
Yeah, she said she's keeping him. He's a guy only a mother can love.
Yeah. So it worked out for
everybody. That takes
funny.
A special person though to be able to handle all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wow. That's great that you bought him for $1 and he's currently insured for $20,000.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
After how much was that? Oh, he's 12-year-olds now.
Yeah, he's 12.
Oh, so she's had him a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's had him for like 10 years.
Oh, geez. Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Oh, we're happy that you found your hard horse.
We love that. This person says, so the subject line is really need help pricing my pony.
Oh boy. Oh, ponies. Okay.
She says, hi there. I'm sure you get a lot of submissions, but I really need help. If you were to get to my submission, I'd be very grateful.
Oh.
My pony has been out on lease for a year now. She did give the lease price.
Oh, good.
And they are re-signing and casually asked me a price for her. She's not for sale, but if anyone were to buy her, I'd want it to be them.
Oh.
She's a 2009 Connemara bred in the U.S., but imported to Canada before I got her in 2014.
I know, I was trying to do the math.
She's 14.
Okay.
She's safe and talented, has shown up to 3 foot at rated shows, could have gone higher, but I'm a chicken. Has schooled up to 1.20 m at home, truly done it all. Pony jumpers, rated pony hunters, eventing, pony club, gymkhana style games, fox hunting, being in parades, trail riding, trail competitions, jumper derbies, and more that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Wow.
She's great for everything: vet, farrier, trailering, clipping, bathing, administering oral meds. She needs absolutely no prep to show and is so safe her kid can walk her around the showgrounds with no worries. Her downsides: she has recently started needing an injection in her left front, has only had one so far, and she is sound. Tested high for ACTH, so it is suspected that she will develop Cushing's and need to be treated for it. So what do you think she's worth?
Ooh, this is hard.
And then she gave us some pictures.
Oh, cute. Oh, it's a bay. Ooh, pretty. This, I think, comes down to show record. Is she in the U.S. currently?
I don't. I think she said she's
in Canada.
Oh, she said. She sent me another email. She said, I think I should also add that my pony always had top placings in the rated pony jumpers.
Oh,
and
there.
Rated pony hunters.
Okay. Yeah, because the show record for that, I didn't hear pony finals, which I think increases the price significantly for ponies.
Yeah.
Like even if it went to the pony finals for like jumpers, I think it increases the price. Yeah. But it's great that it has that much show experience in different things. The injection, she's 14, that doesn't bother me at all.
Me either.
Not at all. The thing that does bother me is the potential for the development of Cushing's, because then that's an additional maintenance that you have to deal with the potential that you might not be able to, the horse might not be able to do what it's supposed to be doing eventually down the line. Yeah. What could she sell her for? Well, let me guess the lease price. Is she leasing her for like 20? More? Way less? 10? Less? 5? Oh, I think that's low.
Yeah,
I think that's really low. I think that's super low.
Yeah, I agree.
If it has that much of a show record, I think that's low.
Yeah.
That's because I always do the monthly when I'm doing the annual, because breaking it down how much you're paying for the horse. If it's $5,000, that's only $416 that you're paying. That's low. Yeah. For something that has show experience that can pack your kid around and safe.
I agree.
At shows. Yeah, no, I would probably, maybe not as high as 20, honestly, because that would mean that her sales price would probably be around 60. I'd probably put her sales price around, if it can pack a kid around the ring, pack.
Yeah.
maybe 45, 40,
Yeah,
45-ish.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, which would mean that the sale, that it would be around like 15, 10 to 15.
Yeah.
But I think 5 is way too low.
I think 5 is too low.
Yeah.
I would recommend, yeah.
I'd recommend increasing your lease price.
Yeah, and I think for a sale price, I mean, look, it also depends, I think,
on the people that you are. We had this conversation again.
Yeah.
I know we say that a lot, like we've had this conversation, but then that means that you can go back and see what videos we've done that we've discussed this in. But
well, we're consistent.
Yeah. If you have a good leasee for your horse and it's in a safe environment and someone that you trust, it's worth knocking down the lease price,
Yeah.
I think, to have your horse in a good situation.
And even like the sale price, she said she's not for sale, but if anyone were to buy her, I'd want it to be them. So if you were willing to sell your pony to these people,
Yeah.
and that's the only situation, like, you could give them a deal,
Yeah,
if you wanted to.
like I think maybe 40 might be a little high, but I think 35 would be fair for a pony that can pack a kid. This isn't under the assumption that it can pack a kid around the ring in a show ring,
which seems like
it can. So yeah, and there's different like situations too. Like there's a lease to purchase where they pay the lease price and then they have to decide whether after X amount of time you buy, and then sometimes the lease price goes towards the purchase price. So you would just subtract 5,000, or you have to pay an additional 35,000 depending on what the sales price is. So there's different ways. Sometimes you could do payment plans. If you know the person, there's a lot of ways that you can do a lease to purchase.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is having your horse go to a good home.
Yeah, definitely. I agree completely. So I think, do we agree on 35, 40?
Yeah, 35, 40.
But
if it has a lead change, maybe 40. If it doesn't have a lead change, maybe 30, yeah. 35.
But like, if these people really want to buy her and you're like, oh, these are really the only people I'd sell her to,
you might have to take a cut on the financial aspect of it in order for your horse to get a good home or your pony to get a good home.
Yeah, especially since the lease price is so low.
So low. I think that lease price is low for what your pony offers.
So that is also kind of a to me that people might not be willing
to pay that. Yeah.
Money.
This is a situation where, like the quirky horse, the jumper that we read, that they were offering like 15 or something for the quirky jumper that was really supposed to be mid fives. This is a situation where if you get into that you need to politely say no, unless there's no other option for your pony and you want to sell it. Yeah. Because that is, I think 5 is low.
I agree.
And I think if someone were to offer you 15, I think that is also low.
I agree. That's low. Yeah, 35, 40. I think it's a fair price for the pony.
Yeah, I agree. On the assumption that it can pack a kid around the show ring. Yeah, safely. Yes. I think safety is worth its weight in gold for parents and kids, especially for ponies. Okay, ready? Hi, if you have more interesting submissions, totally just skip this one, but I was curious what you think my horse is worth since she's for sale right now. She's a 9-year-old Zengingshire mare. Did I say that right? Zengingshire mare, imported from Denmark 2.5 years ago. Very jumpery type, will never be a hunter, but could maybe do some jumper ek in the future. Auto changes, not spooky, absolutely amazing on the ground, and very, very sweet. Will literally jump off a cliff if you ask her to. No stop at all. Which leads me into her vices. She is very strong and not a ride for a smaller/timid rider. I'm 5'2", but very strong and ride race horses as well, and needs a little maintenance, SI, and hock injections. She has had some ulcer issues that we fixed and some left leg issues that the vet says are no problem, but do make the leg look bad despite never having gone lame from it. Some swelling, puffiness that comes and goes. So cellulitis. She has had several shows in the 120s with a junior, me, so far, and schooled 130 with me as well as with scope for more. Since she's so enthusiastic, it takes some rider effort to go clear, but she's more than capable, just not super careful because of how excited she gets. My trainer is showing her this week to see if she gets any attention, and he's pricing her based off of who shows interest, but I would think blank with her show record and scope. I could be totally off, but just wanted to let you know, wanted to know what you think.
feel like I'm pricing all these horses like in the same range, but I'm gonna say like 75 again.
No. So actually, well, should we talk about the price? Because I actually messaged them back. I messaged him back and I said, did you end up selling her? Because this was in July. I'm so sorry. And they did.
Oh, okay.
It was not for 75.
Was it more?
No, less.
Oh.
Yeah. A little bit less.
45.
Less.
40.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says, you were so nice, by the way. Oh, okay. We did end up selling her, and I think my mom said it was 30 to 40,000, mostly because of the leg thing. So when people brought their vets, they all had different opinions, and we needed her off our bill. She got a great home, though, super cool mare. Now he actually has an OTTB that he got for free, and he's my pre-college project.
Oh,
that's fun.
Yeah, I forgot about the leg thing.
Yeah, I think I would be interested to know what the leg issue was.
Yeah.
I think let's maybe price her without the leg. I think you were right with the 70.
75.
Yeah, we watched videos. We stalked your TikTok.
I would say 75 just because she seems like a little bit of a tougher ride. And he said that she's not always, like, she's not a packer.
I might have said,
not that careful. No,
yeah.
Not that she's not that careful, but she takes more effort to go clear.
Yeah, if she gets excited. I was talking to Nora, though. I don't know if you're going to cut it out or not, but I said there's, like, she can get excited, but I think there are training things that you can do, like exercises to kind of calm her down a little bit. And I mean, when we were watching you ride her, it was like she wasn't running away with you. Like, she seemed very controllable and manageable. Yeah. If that was you or your trainer, I'm not really sure. but yeah, it didn't seem like she was taking off with you, and she was scopy, and she did go clear in the video. So I think maybe not 75. I probably would place her about, in this market, like maybe 60 to 70, just because she does need a particular type of ride. Yeah. And she is strong. And as someone with a strong horse, it is harder to sell, I think, a stronger horse, because you need a type of rider that can handle that. But I think it's great that she's you could put anything in front of her and she jumps. I think that's very desirable. The hawk injections and SI doesn't really bother me, to be honest. If she's a jumper, kind of comes with the territory, I feel like, and also like conformational wise and breeding, and there's a whole bunch of things that go in, because I know we had a video that a lot of people were going back and forth with injections on a 6-year-old. Yeah. But you have to understand, like, at least they're doing injections. Like, it's not like they're just letting the horse in pain. Yeah. Like, some horses, sorry to say, like, just need it. Like, they just need it. Yeah. I don't think it's a huge deal. It's definitely not maybe common to have a 6-year-old do injections, but it's not uncommon either, you know? So, yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but your horse is 9, so, like, it's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I think I would probably place 60 to 70, just because she has several shows with a junior at 120s and she's schooled 130. Yeah. I think the fact that she's very strong will kind of throw some people off a little bit, depending on the ride. The leg issues, though, apparently the leg issues were enough to make them drop the price significantly. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, I wonder what. Yeah, 30 to 40. Interesting. Well, I'm glad that you found a good home, and good luck on your project. Keep us updated. We love reading the Where Are We Now. Yeah.
So this person says, so the subject line is, did I get a decent deal on my warm blood?
Oh.
They said,
this could go either way. This could be like they overpaid or they underpaid. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Love your TikTok. I know you get a lot of these, but the industry is weird in my area and prices are all over the board. I bought my 2013 Irish Sport Horse / Oldenburg gelding this May. Okay. Not registered, but I'm told he's registerable.
Registerable. Okay.
He's been a back burner horse nobody really worked with. He was started as a 6-year-old and was working into 2'6" to 3 foot hunter courses. I don't believe he had a show record. After that, he was just left in a field for a while. He was obese and just barely back into work again when I bought him. As you can imagine, he's a green horse in an adult horse body. He's got some quirks, a little buddy sour, pawing and antsy in the cross ties, overall some anxiety under saddle where he can be strong if he's not relaxed and focused. He's super brave to all the crazy eventing laws and banks he's been presented and has never stopped or done anything truly naughty under saddle. My husband has also learned to trot on him somewhat.
Sorry, I tried to hold it then.
My husband has also learned to trot on him somewhat uneventfully.
Oh.
He's a handsome, flashy guy, beautifully put together with the movement to match. We basically started him from the ground up again. We're back to small courses with some more work needed to help him learn to balance his bendy, warm blood body. Eager to please, and we plan to get show mileage on him soon. I honestly think he could end up in any ring or discipline someone chose. I am a vet, and he has the cleanest PPE I've done in a long time.
Good.
Happy barefoot for the last 3 months, but has been in plain flat shoes historically. No maintenance.
How old is he?
10.
10.
She bought him for blank, and she is hoping she could get him going and end up selling in blank in 3 years.
In 3 years?
2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years. Okay, so he'll be 13.
Oh,
Oh, he's cute. Oh, he's so cute.
He's really cute.
Oh, wow. The face.
Yeah.
Does he have 4?
He has like a little pony face. It looks like he has 4 socks.
Yeah. Oh, he is super flashy.
A little pony face.
He does. He's super flashy. How tall is he?
It doesn't say.
I would think
he kind of looks little.
He looks like he's like maybe 16.
Yeah.
Maybe 16-1, possibly.
Maybe.
But he's very. This is like what you would describe a flashy horse. The 4 white socks.
Yeah.
The
space markings.
The space markings. Yeah. Very, very cute and attractive. Okay. That definitely helps.
Okay. So.
Okay.
She bought him
for low.
She bought him in May.
For back burner. Warm blood. And it wasn't doing anything when she bought him, or just got back into work?
I think he had like just barely. He was obese and just barely back into work when she bought him in May.
In May. $12,500? $10,000? Less. Oh, yeah, you got a deal. Take a low. Should I say 5?
6,200.
6,200. Yeah, I think you got a deal.
I think she got a
even
deal
for
too.
a back burner. Yeah.
So
you're seeing back burners now that are probably going for like at least 10, I think, around that. So,
yeah. I think 6,200 is a good deal.
Yeah.
So let's say.
Okay. So it's 10.
If things stay the way that they are now with the economy. So let's pretend that there's no inflation for 3 years and all financial factors are the same. If he gets into maybe like the 3-foot hunters.
Yeah, I think hunters is the way to go for him. He's so cute.
What do you think that she could sell him for as a 13-year-old?
I think it would depend on how much show experience he gets under his belt, honestly. Like, I think if you go the hunter route with him at 13, which he will be in, the next 3 years are going to be crucial for his development and his record and everything. Because I think people might be willing to overlook, like, pawing in the cross ties and buddy sour. Like, they'll overlook that. But if you don't have a good show record on him by 13, you're getting up there a little bit. So it's going to be harder to sell him as like a competitive hunter at 13 than it would be, oh, he has a show record for 3 years. Now, the problem with this is that shows are expensive.
Yeah.
So she got him for $6,200. And let's say that you compete him for the next 3 years and you do, let's say 4 to 5 shows a year. You're probably looking to spend maybe, I'd say 8 to 10 minimum at shows per year. So that's already for 3 years. You're going to be around $30,000 just in shows.
Yeah.
Forget boarding, feed, all of that. $30,000 plus your 62. So you're up to about, let's say, $38,000, rounding it up completely. So you're going to have to sell that horse for more than $38,000, not even including the board. So I don't know. This is a situation where
if they're trying to make a profit off
make a profit.
Expenses.
But this is a good example of, again, going off topic, but when people say that, you know, making money into horses, you have to account for all the costs that go into it. So you can say, I can sit here and say, okay, in 3 years you can sell him for, let's say you put shows on him for maybe $40,000. And I can sit here and say that, but when you add up all the costs of what the upkeep's going to be and the shows for the next 3 years, you're probably going to come out of that negative.
Yeah.
Even if you sell him at $40,000, if you sell him at $50,000, I would say you would have to sell this horse above $55,000, $60,000. If you're going to hold him for the entire 3 years, doing a minimum of 4 shows, rated shows, not local shows, rated shows, I think you're going to have to sell that horse for above 50 for sure in order to get some kind of profit. If he does well for 4 to 5 shows, maybe if he has he's really cute.
Yeah,
he's really cute. I think if he does well in the shows, he would have like 15 minimum shows on him, potentially. I think 50 would be a fine price, like okay price, depending on how he acts.
So she said, I'm somewhat hoping we could get him going and end up selling in the low 5s.
The low 5s?
Yeah. Be able to get more for him.
I think she'd be able to get more for sure. You can't sell him for low 5s. That is a bad financial decision to sell him for low 5s and 5. You're gonna be completely negative.
Yeah.
If you sell him for low 5s. If you sell him for under 25,000 and put show miles on him, you're gonna be in the red. For sure in the red.
Yeah. Like
there's no question. You have to sell that horse, I think, for above 50. Board, feed. He doesn't have shoes. He doesn't have maintenance, which is great, but the show in itself and the board, I think, is really going to eat up your costs. My advice for you as a financial advisor that deals with equestrians would be to write down all of your expenses that you're going to have to put into this horse for the next 3 years, everything. Add all of that up. If you're going to show him, add all up, say like $1,500 per show. I think that's reasonable, right? Yeah. For a rated show. Add up all the things that you want, and then once you add up all of that for the next 3 years, then you can figure out what your bare minimum is going to be for selling him. I think that's the only way that you can do it. Because if you sell that horse for $15,000, $20,000 in 3 years, you're going to be losing a lot of money over the long term. This is a good financial lesson.
Yeah. But you did get a good deal on him.
Yeah, I think low 5s is way too low.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? If you put but this is, again, we say a lot about show miles. You put good show miles on that horse, he's really freaking cute.
Yeah.
And he performs well in the ring. I wouldn't be shocked if you asked 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's just getting him in front of the right people and getting him at the right shows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
If you're gonna sell him for low 5s, you need to sell him probably within the next year.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hold him for 3 years and expect to make any kind of money on him. All right. Budget, opinion, and ISO. I'm going into junior year of high school and have been riding for 9 years. Now that I have a job and can pay board, parents and I are looking for a horse. Budget is blank, but would prefer to go a bit lower if possible. Looking for a hunter or jumper with good conformation that I could bring along with my trainer. Spook and buck is fine, but needs to have good ground manners. Mare or gelding, no preference at all. Any color, as long as we're looking at 15.3 hands plus, needs to be a prospect for 2.9 plus, as I'm currently showing 3-foot hunters and 1 meter jumpers. OTTBs and unraced TBs are totally welcome because I love thoroughbreds and I know how versatile they can be. Warm bloods are also welcome, but I've agreed with others that would be tough for our current budget. Can be a baby or a bit green, but keep it to 5 years old or plus. I keep getting so many of your vids on my FYP and took it as a sign. How reasonable is the amount we're willing to pay for what we are looking for?
Well, the budget's gonna be low. First of all, I love that she is working to pay board and stuff for her horse.
I know, I am too. I'm really like I love it when people like when I see younger juniors working to pay, because I think that's great that they're learning the financial cost of having a horse, because it can be quite a shock to have your parents be paying for everything. Even if you don't pay, I think it's good to get involved in your horse's costs. Like maybe ask your parents about costs, and parents, if you're watching this, I think it's a good idea to get your kids involved, even if you're solely paying for the bills, just so they have an understanding of what things cost.
I think the budget's definitely low just based on the language. She's okay with thoroughbred, she's okay with green, she's okay with I say the budget's 15.
Higher.
Oh. 5?
Higher.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good.
This one you're gonna be shocked. This is such a good one.
50?
No, lower.
Okay.
Not that high. Not that shocking.
35?
Yes. 35.
Okay.
35.
That's way better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Just because we get a lot of people who have this budget isn't huge, but we have a lot of people who like have
$40K budgets and
and then they're like, no preference on breed.
Yeah.
Corky's okay.
But I did like and hear that she said the reason that OTTBs or TBs are welcome are because she loves them.
Likes them.
It's not because of a budget issue. It's because of, her personality and her love of them.
Yeah. So I think she could find a warm blood in this price.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could. She wants something that can do the 3 foot.
It needs to be a prospect for 2.9. It can be a baby or a bit green, but as long as it's above 5.
Okay. I think she could, if she wanted a warm blood, find a warm blood in this price.
I agree. I think she was looking at the lower
definitely end. Find a thoroughbred.
Yeah, I agree.
For 35.
Completely.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about.
Yeah. I agree. I think 35 is a good budget for her expectations. These are reasonable expectations.
Yeah.
Now, I messaged her back.
Ooh.
Because this was August. And I asked if she ended up finding a horse, and she said yes. So here are the pictures.
Ooh.
Pretty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. She said, hi, Maria. We did end up buying a Dark Bay Belgian warm blood from Quebec, 16.2 hands, in October for about blank USD. He was beyond a steal. Currently, we do the 3-foot Eck/Hunters, and he is a prospect for the 3.36 at 11 years old as a previous jumper. Best jump in the world for Eck, and can wow in the Hunters with my trainer too. Piece of the hack. He does, of course, have maintenance, hocks and stifles injected once a year, liniment, ice boots, etc., because he's camped under in his conformation. Despite that, he's a very beautiful boy, and at the Wecco Hire Winter Classic 3 last weekend, this person commented on a round of ours saying he was a gorgeous horse. Never in my life did I think my family could afford something so nice. This is a reminder to everyone out there and at my barn that you really do have to just find the needle in the haystack. It's possible. I love that too.
Okay.
What do you think she paid for him?
Was her budget in Canadian dollars or US dollars?
I think it was US. Yeah.
Good.
Good.
I kind of feel like they went under budget. Did they get him for like 30?
Significantly under.
20?
18.
Wow.
18. I actually wrote her back and I said, wow, and all exclamation, like, wow, that price.
Wait, I'm confused.
Because we saw your horse. I showed her the pictures.
How do you get this horse for $18,000?
I don't know. I don't know. Friends and family discount?
I mean, like, that's amazing, but I'm a little bit confused.
Because he's so good. He just
He's
looks
really
so
pretty.
cute. Like, the jump is really pretty.
though-
He's stunning.
They imported him from Canada, though, right?
Yeah. But didn't the person say that we read about Canadian horses are actually more expensive? Didn't you say that?
I don't think so.
No?
Cheaper.
You think? But then why would people from Canada be wanting to go in the US to pay for more expensive horses?
I don't think they do. I think they're willing to buy horses
in
from
the US,
but
they want to stay in Canada.
Yeah.
But I think even in Canada,
that's cheap.
Because, okay, think about it. Let me do so 18,000 US.
I feel like that's like 25,000.
Yeah, it's 24,000 Canadian dollars.
Yeah,
that's so low. That's so low.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it is possible, people. We just read it. You can find a really great horse for that. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. That's great.
Yeah.
$35,000 budget, went under, and got, I think, something that exceeded her expectations.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind that she did have to compromise. Not that she said she didn't want maintenance, but she did compromise on maintenance because this horse does need maintenance.
Yeah.
And it was 11, which is actually a great price.
Yeah.
So she said, yeah, keeping it can be baby or green as long as it's above 5. So she kind of went on the higher end of that. But I think that's great.
11's a great age.
Yeah, I think so too. For that price.
Yeah.
He was definitely beyond a steal. We agree.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Back with a blankie because my office is freezing. Okay, my mic's on. Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna talk about like common terms that people use in their ads and stuff.
We're gonna dissect them.
And yeah, what they
really
mean. We have a lot.
Yeah, so we'll try to go.
So yeah, we'll try to go through them
quickly.
Yeah.
Without a long explanation.
Yeah.
That was more for me than it is for Nora. Nora, very straight to the point. I'm like, let's go off on a tangent here.
Okay, so first one is quirky. So to me, a quirky horse is a horse that has some
issue.
Sometimes I was gonna say some type of attitude, but it's not always attitude.
Something that's undesirable for a horse owner.
Yeah. And people say quirky because it sounds better than being like, this horse is a jerk.
Yeah.
Some people will just straight up say that, but
I think it could be quirky on the ground or quirky under saddle.
Yeah.
I think if it's on the ground, though, most people will say quirky on the ground. I think if they say it's a quirky horse, typically I think it's under saddle.
Yeah.
Is what it immediately goes to. But that just means that there's something that the horse does that is undesirable for a rider. That could be a million things.
Yeah.
Just inquire. If you see quirky on there, it usually means that the price is lower.
Yep.
But it's something undesirable, so definitely ask about what the quirk is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then even better, ask for them to send a video of it.
Yeah.
Don't take their word for it. Have them send a video.
Yeah. Okay, green. So green horse. Yeah, inexperienced.
Yeah.
Green doesn't. Some people equate green with young.
It's not.
That's not always the case. Green just means unexperienced. You could have
a 10-year-old be green.
Yeah. Maria's favorite word. Unicorn.
Unicorn is a horse that does not exist.
Yeah.
A unicorn is a horse that has unrealistic expectations by the person writing the ad.
Yeah. Yeah, when someone says that they want a unicorn, it usually means that they know their budget is too low for what they're looking for.
Exactly. Yeah. And we've discussed this, that I hate the term unicorn.
Yeah.
Like, just please don't use unicorn. Please have realistic expectations.
Yeah. Fire sale.
They need to get the horse off their hands immediately. We usually see fire sales closer to like during season, at the end of the season, because they don't want to take horses back with them.
Yep.
So if you're going to horse shop, definitely it's like close, like holiday sales.
Yeah.
Okay, great times to buy a horse for fire sales are near end of season, so end of March, beginning of April.
Mm-hmm.
Also end of the year, so December.
So like end of after like finals.
2 weeks before Christmas usually, because that's the start of a new like fiscal year for people. Some people just want the horse off their sales. You'll see a lot of Christmas sales and stuff going on.
Yeah.
Another one, I think honestly, like, the finals, like you said, like what is that, September,
November.
We saw a dip in the sales a little bit for the market slowdown.
Yeah, because a lot of people, especially like they're trying to sell those big eck horses and stuff.
Yeah, so those are like 3 big time periods I think that are good for horse searching and buying horses at maybe fire sales.
Yeah. Back burner. So a horse that just someone hasn't had enough time to put work into, basically.
It could be back burner is like it's been just in a stall in a pasture.
Yeah.
Just hasn't been worked properly. Usually back burner horses, I think, are either very out of work. Yeah. Like out of shape, or there's like maybe an attitude problem because they haven't been worked properly, or there's some kind of issue. But the good thing about back burners, I think, are that once you put them in a consistent program, they can turn into a completely different horse.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Rider on a budget. I feel like this one's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, that means if you see rider on a budget, that means that the budget's low.
Budget's low. Yeah.
Trainer's budget. That's a good one too. Trainer budget. The budget is also low.
Yeah. Will want for nothing.
This one's yours. You take it.
So people say that will want for nothing basically means that the horse will be well taken care of.
Yeah, 5-star home.
But we see a lot of people with low budgets say this kind of as
like an incentive
for people to sell them their horse at a lower price, because the horse will want for nothing. But
the budget is low if you see this normally.
Because you would hope that whatever home you sell your horse to,
they would be going to a good home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually if there's a lot of fluff, I think at the end of the ad, like 5-star home, vet on site, will want for nothing. Usually the budget's
low, too low for what they're asking
the
for.
Expectations don't align with the budget.
Yeah. Okay, so if a horse is great for someone ambitious, great for an ambitious junior, ambitious Ammy,
that means the horse might be a little difficult.
Yeah.
Or strong, or there's something that the horse, it's not for an inexperienced rider.
Yes.
Ambitious for me is like a rider that's willing to put up with, like that's a brave, confident rider that's also a good rider. Ambitious does not mean do not send me your beginner, inexperienced rider for this horse. That is not going to fit.
Yeah. So more woe than go and more go than woe. So more woe than go means a horse that is on the quieter side, and more go than woe is a horse that's a little bit more spicy, has a little bit more blood. So typically people want hunters that have more woe than go.
Yeah. More kick.
Yeah.
They also say kick ride.
Those. Yeah. So we actually have that one down later on the list. So I'll skip that one. But yeah, more woe than go can mean a kick ride. More go than woe. I mean, I feel like this is for a lot of people.
Usually you see a lot of kids or parents that are looking for kids that want to woe than go, because sometimes kids can get a little nervous with having to pull horses.
Yep.
They don't want something that goes. They want something that the kid has to kick.
Yeah.
To go, not something that is gonna take off.
Yeah.
Even though that doesn't necessarily mean take off, it just means that it's a little bit more forward.
Yeah. Straightforward ride.
Simple.
Yeah.
Easy. For me, it's simple. Point and shoot. I don't know if we have that on there.
Point and shoot's the next one, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, straightforward. If I squeeze to ask it to trot, it's going to trot. If I ask it to canter, it's going to canter. If I point it towards a jump, it's going to jump.
Straightforward to me also means like some really nice horses, they're really nice because they're not that straightforward. Like they have a ton of buttons and you have to ask for certain things a certain way. To me, a straightforward ride is like you said, like you squeeze and it goes.
Yeah.
You pull and it stops.
Yes, exactly. I think something with a lot of buttons, exactly like you said, is not a straightforward ride. I think that's a complex ride, because if you maybe put your leg back a little too far in the canter, it's that you're asking for something else.
Yeah, like you might get a lead change or by accident, or like a leg yield when you just or trying to straighten it out.
Exactly.
And then along with straightforward ride, point and shoot. This
I'm gonna
goes for
point it.
jumping.
I'm gonna point it towards a jump, and it's gonna take me over the jump.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be wiggly. It's just like it locks kind of into the jump.
Yeah, it locks on, and it's going over. It's going to the other side.
Yeah.
I'll give you this one. Budget dependent on quality.
Ugh. These are for the people that don't want to put budget in. These are usually budget dependent on quality. They have a good budget. I've seen like probably mid-high 5s and above is what for the people that say budget dependent on quality. There's a ton of reasons that people would put budget dependent on quality. It bothers me a lot when people do this because I think it limits your options.
Yeah.
For getting horses that you actually want, but yeah, this is just a pet peeve of mine. So please don't put budget dependent on quality.
Hacks out alone or in company. So I think this mostly pertains to like riding off property.
Yeah.
That the horse will be fine if you go out by yourself, or the horse will be fine if you go out with friends. Disclaimer though, I never recommend riding off property
alone
by yourself.
No.
It can be super dangerous if something happens. So don't do that. But that's what that means.
Yeah.
No vices.
This one's kind of difficult because vices are a lot of things.
Yeah.
They can be a lot of things and they mean different things to people. The typical vices are like cribbing, weaving, bucking, bolting, spooking,
Kicking.
rearing, kicking. Maybe pawing sometimes can be considered a vice. Like there's a lot of different ones. So I think instead of just putting like the horse does not have any vices, I think I would specify which vices it has versus not.
Yeah. Seasoned.
Experienced. Usually when I think of seasoned horse, seasoned could also mean older. I've seen people put seasoned in for like older horses that have been there, done that.
Yes, but that still is considered experience.
Yeah.
If a horse is 15 but has never been to a horse show, I wouldn't consider it seasoned in that sense.
Yeah.
When I think of seasoned, I think of something that's been there, done that. Sensitive. This kind of goes along with maybe not sensitive horses are not always quirky.
Yeah, it could be it could be hot, quirky. It could be sensitive, like don't squeeze too hard.
I think when someone says a horse is sensitive, it means that they need a very quiet rider.
Yes, I agree.
Like little movements will
like you can't be hard on your hands or hard on your legs. I think sensitive can also be a mentality thing.
Yeah.
Sensitive is in like the horse's mentality, like you can't get frustrated with it or you have to treat it a certain way. Like maybe it's sensitive that you can't like be aggressive with your tonality or your movement. Or or the program has to be something that's building up instead of, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like making it speedy, like speeding through the program.
Yeah.
Like you have to take your time developing the horse.
Yeah.
Like, because it maybe gets overwhelmed. Like, so it can be sensitive in a rideability, and I think it can also be sensitive mentality.
Yeah.
Or personality.
Stall to ring.
This is typically for horse shows.
Yep.
That it means that it doesn't require any prep. It doesn't require to be in a program. You can just take it out of the stall and ride it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can basically tack it up.
Ready to go.
Go to the ring and go horse show.
Yeah. I think another is a stall. You see stall to ring horse, but you also see same horse. Like the quote.
Yeah.
Like same horse.
Same horse every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Is another way to say that.
So this one kind of goes along with great for someone ambitious, but for a good riding junior / Ammy.
Yeah. Ambitious and good riding to me are pretty much synonymous.
Yeah.
It just means that it has to be someone experienced and it might be more of a difficult, strong, something ride.
Sensitive
ride, exactly. So again, if you have a beginner rider and you see it needs a good riding person, it is probably not going to be for an experienced or a beginner rider.
Would do best in a program.
I think all horses do best in a program, honestly, with consistency.
Yeah. But there are some horses that need to be
that
going like
need it.
6 days a week.
Yeah, that is not a stall to ring type horse. That is
Mm-mm.
not a same horse.
Yeah, that's not
situation.
a comes out of the stall the same every day
Yeah.
horse.
That is a horse that needs, and by program, it's like it's either getting lunged, SOA, ridden, trainer ridden.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some kind of activity going on in a structured, consistent format for
Yep.
that horse.
Yeah. And I feel like this applies a lot of times to younger horses.
Yeah.
But because there are horses that like you can not ride them for a week
And they're fine.
and they're fine.
Yeah.
If an ad says that the horse would do best in a program, that's not the horse. You should expect to either have to ride it every day or pay for it to be worked when
Every
you're not
day.
able to.
And typically horses that require a program or would do best in a program are not, again, for beginner and experienced riders.
Yep.
Usually those horses might have quirks, they might
Mhm.
be hot, they might be difficult. That's for more of an experienced, ambitious, good riding
Yep.
person.
Yep. Prep.
Prep could be lunging. Prep could be like perfect prep. Prep could be
So prep
a
typically
training ride.
refers to, this again is another like horse show term sort
Yeah.
of. This typically refers to preparing the horse to go horse show. So yeah, it can include a lot of things. Some horses need a morning lunge. Some horses just need to be hacked out in the morning. Some
Yeah.
horses might need some supplements, perfect prep, some type of calming supplement. I typically think of prep as, I don't want to say behavior modification, but like something to get the jitters out. Yeah. Like I would not consider like putting a back on track on or doing like pre-show
No,
stuff.
that's
That's
not
not prep.
No.
Prep is something to kind of like
get them
Get the-
focused
yep.
and ready to compete.
yeah. Maintenance.
Maintenance. I'll tell you what maintenance is not, because we get this a lot.
Yeah, we
I
get
think.
that. Yeah,
Chiro, I don't think is maintenance.
I agree.
I don't think a massage or a beamer is
Mm-mm.
maintenance.
Shoes are not maintenance.
Shoes are not maintenance. Magna Wave is not maintenance.
Mm-mm.
Did I say beamer already? Beamer is
Yeah.
not maintenance.
I feel like those are extras.
Yeah, those are things that you add on, but it's not maintenance.
Maintenance would be something like injections, maybe regular like ulcer prevention.
Yeah.
Could maybe even be considered maintenance. I think most of the time when people say maintenance, they mean injections.
Injections, yeah.
Because that's something that is kind of, I don't want to say required, but almost required to keep a horse sound and comfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas things like Chiro, Beamer, Magna Wave aren't required.
Yeah, and the horses most horses do perform better with
Yes.
that.
But if you didn't do it, they would still be sound.
Like a deal breaker, like the horse is gonna fall over.
Yeah, but maintenance is kind of something where like if you don't do it, the horse will probably be unsound and uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think injections are the biggest thing for maintenance wise.
Bomb proof.
I don't think there's a bomb proof horse. I've yet to meet a bomb proof horse.
Yeah. No horse is completely bomb proof. But bomb proof literally means that if a bomb went off next to your horse, it would not react.
It would not do anything. Like sometimes maybe you can find like police horses that are close to bomb proof because they've gone through that kind of training. Or you can find horses that are very close to bomb proof, but you have to also realize that they're animals.
They're flight animals.
So even if the horse is a police horse or trained or seasoned through the desensitizing or bomb proofing, it could still have that reaction.
Yeah. Lights up. So for me, when someone says like this horse lights up, they just get excited, they get fresh. Lights up in the ring, it has more energy in the ring.
I agree. Typically you see that for jumpers. You'll see something like lights up in the ring, or like quiet on the flat, lights up for jumps. That means that it gets a little excited. And it's not, maybe it's a kick ride on the flat, but lights up jumping. Maybe it is not a kick ride.
Yeah. Big ask.
Low budget.
Yeah.
Big ask equals low budget.
Big ask usually means that expectations do not
Are
meet
unreasonable.
reality.
See
Yeah.
unicorn.
Yeah, see unicorn. Jumps a 10. So when I see a horse, someone saying a horse jumps a 10, it's usually in regards to a hunter.
I agree.
And it usually means, perfect knees, square, under the nose. Like, if you were going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10 every time. And the last one I have is Scopy.
Scopy. Scopy, it usually means that you can, Scopy for me almost means that it overjumps sometimes, but you'll also hear it has the scope for more.
So I think Scopy is kind of a misinterpreted word for a lot of people. A lot of different there was, I don't know if it was on TikTok, it might have been, where people were like, as a joke, would post these videos and be like, my horse is so scopy, when it's clearing the jump by like
this much
inches. Because there are people who I wouldn't consider scopy necessarily over jumping, but I would consider scope like the ability to, I don't know,
clear a fence in a good manner.
Yeah, like easily
clear a fence.
In good form. Maybe scopy could mean like potential for more. Scopy is not just like your horse jumping a jump with its legs dangling, but it still cleared it. So like you're calling it scopy.
Yeah. Usually when you see pictures of horses being described as scopy, it's like this, clearing the jump by this much.
Yeah, like least. Strong, like nice bascule over the jump. Could probably put the jump up like 3 more holes and it would be
completely fine.
Yeah. Or scopy could also mean, I think, that a horse is,
good form.
Good form, but also like able to jump out of a variety of situations.
Yeah.
So if you get deep, if you get long, it'll make it work and it'll be fine. It'll go clear. And
I agree with that.
But yeah, I think scopy, out of all of the ones on this list, is probably the most misinterpreted.
Yeah.
A lot of people interpret it very differently.
Yeah. Usually when you see horse has scope for 130 or has scope, it just maybe it put it through a chute or something like that. Like it has the ability to clear that height of a jump.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Hopefully that helped people when they're looking at ads or writing ads.
So if you have any more questions about terms in ads, let us know.
Discussion topics, we're always looking for more, or stories.
Hit us up with discussion topics. Keep sending your submissions. If you sent us a submission and something has changed, email us.
Update us.
We will do more Where Are They Now episodes as we get updates on submissions.
Or just keep an eye out for an email from us, because we do go through them, and if we find something that was like from July or August, we'll ask for the update. Yeah. If you get back to us in time before we record, we will add that.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, that's it. Time to go plan a wedding.
Yay!
Adult Ammy's out.
Adult Ammy's planning a wedding.